Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Dan, also known as the Vintage RV'er, and I've been working on keeping the generator a little quieter than what it is because it's an older 4K genset. And what I've been working on lately, as you can see here, I've got in my little workshop studio space, I have the door to the RV generator area. I did that little center screw that's up here on the track. Took that out and was able to open up the door and slide it off the track and get it off of the RV, which you can see right there. See there a little bit? See if we can focus a little bit. Probably not going to focus, but we'll leave it at that. So that's what we've got there. So what I've done is I went to Lowe's and I picked up, I was trying to look for something for a sound deadening material that was, I wouldn't say fireproof, but at least I would say a little bit more resistant to oil and gas. And so what I found was this sort of, well, it was cheap too. It was a Blue Hawk. It's the kind of their generic brand at Lowe's. This is a utility mat, 2 by 3 feet. I bought 2 of them because I figured, well, I might need to use more material. And I got some Velcro off of Amazon, this hook and loop stuff here. I don't know if you can see that. It's hard to see, but the hook and loop stuff together. And I bought a sheet of aluminum. It looks like diamond plate, but it's just thin aluminum here. It's 24 by 36, what they call diamond tread. And so I got that because I wanted to keep it aluminum because pretty much everything on the Allegro is aluminum, so I didn't want to put something like galvanized steel or something and have it cause a reaction on the aluminum trim. So I'm just trying to keep things consistent. So I just jumped ahead here. I bent this piece here, as you can see, and I've got the rubber mat in it, but I don't have it Velcroed in yet. And the idea is that this will go. And I'll show you how I'm going to mount this. I'm going to mount this right in here like this and get it mounted so basically it fits in that slot and forms sort of a cover, but it still provides enough ventilation. It just shields it from a sound standpoint. I gave it about a 2-inch offset in order to do this. So basically at the end of the day the door will look kind of like that is what it will look like on the back of the RV, with this little diamond plate cover over the screening. And I'm hoping between that and what I did for the other part of the door, because you can see this is just one narrow strip here, but I wound up using one of these, almost one complete one of these. I bought 2 just because I was going to start to do the inside of the compartment, but I'm going to see how it does just with the door. And with the Velcro, what I did, and I'll show you here, it does make the door a little heavier, but that's not awful. What I've done here, as you can see, is I've done this with Velcro. The idea is that the Velcro will stick to the Velcro like that, and that'll stick to the Velcro. Still hoping, jury's still out on that one, but it's been staying on pretty well so far. So between this rubber mat on the inside of the door and then the offset one over the screen, I'm hoping this will create enough sound deadening material. I kept it trimmed away from the edge of the door so that way it'll actually fit and hinge back in, and then the lock mechanism will work properly. So I'll have enough clearance here, so I cut around the locks and made sure it was trimmed off on this side so everything fit within the frame. And so the idea is I'm going to take these little lock strips out that are in here. You see these little lock strips that are inside, these little rubber lock strips. And I think I only need to do the upper one so I can get myself enough room here. And this bottom one here is like just kind of stuck in with like a little bead, a tiny little screen bead in the bottom. I'm going to see if I can pull that sucker out, and then that way I can fit this in. Now I've oversized this because what I'm trying to do is, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm trying to make this lower lip kind of angle up more, so it has more of an angle to it. So when it fits, I got a little bit of a bottom drip edge on this thing, which I'll drill 2 or 3 little holes for drains to make sure no water gets caught in there. So I'm going to pause this, and hopefully it'll let me pause it. I'll be able to show you the install here shortly. Hello, back again, and what I'm showing here is the installed door. I got it back in. I put the set screw back in for the top of the track here, and as you can see, it's this kind of aluminum simulated diamond plate that acts as a screen cover. And I've opened it up a little bit here because what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually start her up, and I've got a decibel meter here, so I'm going to check this out, see how loud it is with the door open, because that's pretty much what it was like with the screen panel not on and none of the rubber sound deadening on the inside of the door. So we're going to do this, and I'm going to put my decibel meter down here, and I'm going to open up the lid, and as you can see, I can open it up enough, even though there's that bump out, I can open it up pretty high. And there's the rubber matting. And there's the genset. So let's start this up. Of course, it probably won't start up the first time, but it usually takes a couple of starts here. So it does that. So let that go, let it sit for a second, and then do it again. Decibels. That's about what she's running at. About 94 outside the cab. I'm going to put this down, and I'm going to close and lock up the door. Some reduction we get here, if we get any, I don't know. We'll see. So right here I'm getting, I had actually shifted it down a little bit. But here, about 88, 87 decibels, not too bad. From here you get back up to the 95 right outside the opening. Walk a couple feet away. You're down about 85 decibels, which isn't bad. So I reduced it by about 10 decibels by putting the pads on, because before this reading was the same regardless of whether the door opened or it was closed. You just got that loud amount of noise coming through there. So not too bad.